Okay, as we proceed with our little collet closer project, what I find is this collar had a piece screwed into it. I don't know what this was fitted to on originally, but anyway, this is the proper collar that will thread on and replace instead of using this collar here. So what happens is that threads right on like that, and that will be the end of our collet closer. So put this on. That's going to go on like that. Going to fit in place just like that. And there again, I still have to build the new tube to go through here. But that will be the release for it. And we may have to adjust the tension on that. So that will set like that. And the rest of this mechanism will slide on here like that. And this will be our adjustment for clutch tension. Well, our collet closer is going to sit right here in this position. I was originally going to run a bracket off of these two bolts back here, which are for the back gears on the lathe. I was going to run an extension out here, slight extension here, put a post up here, and then run my bracketry off of there. I think I'm getting a little bit overly complicated. What I'm going to do is build a new pin for this guard. I've got a piece of 3/4 inch that holds this guard on. I've got a piece of 3/4 inch stainless. I'm going to go ahead and turn it down to the diameter of this pin for the length of the pin. And then the top, I'll probably leave the full 3/4 inch diameter, and that's what I'll bring my bracket right off of. I was concerned that that wasn't going to be sturdy enough or be rigid enough, hold it in the proper position to do that. But I think by the time I get done monkeying around with all the rest of this, I think I'm making it way too complicated, and I think it'll be just fine. It bolts onto there, holds up the guard just fine. So then for the guard, let me get this out of the way now that I understand how this works pretty well. So this replaced the collar that was originally on here. And what I'm going to do with this guard is I'm going to go ahead and build my pin here first, make sure we've got clearance there. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull the badges back off of this guard. I'm going to bore it so we've got clearance for the collet closer itself will be the next thing I do. And then I can go ahead and proceed to make the rest of the bracketry. And then what I think we'll do to mount this guard or to modify this guard to match is I'm going to go ahead and split the guard. I'm not sure exactly where the line's going to be. And before I do that, I'll build me a little angle bracket that will go up through the front, drill into the front of the little guard that's on the front that this attaches to, and then screw it through there to anchor that solid. And we'll do the same thing back here, probably off of this back gear mount would be my guess. I could potentially go off of the guard bracket up here and put a little angle bracket, but I think I'm better off to go off of probably this back gear bolt. We'll build this little bracket that goes on there, and just a small bracket that will hold on to the top portion of that guard, and then I'm going to split that guard around here so the bottom opens and closes as it's supposed to. We can access the gearing and everything on that end, yet the top portion will be solid like it was originally set up on the lathes that had a collet closer on them. So first thing to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this pin so I've got exact dimensions off of it, and I'm going to turn down my piece of stainless. I'll grab it here real quick. It's just a little piece of 304 that I've got, and we'll turn it down that diameter, and then we'll leave our studs sticking up the top and make round the edges, make it look pretty and everything. And that way the bracket that goes off of there and over to the pivot point to mount on the collet closer will I'll just bore it for a 3/4 inch diameter. I thought about doing these in castings and decided that was going to be way too complex. And in an aluminum casting, once you start putting tension on them, I'm not sure how well that'll hold up long term on the collet closer. So we'll just do fabricated parts for this. I think it'll come out fine. Now, what I've done is we've got this part of it set up for a collet closer, or where we think we need. I've turned me a new pin with my upright here, and it will sit right in here just like this. And it's not a super tight fit, but then it doesn't need to be. Okay, so there's our fit back on our guard. Now I pulled the badging off of here and I pulled the inner gear selector on here because what's going to happen is I've drilled a hole in the front that you can see maybe right there. Is I've made this little bracket to go onto the front, and we'll trim it up and contour it. I've drilled and tapped this piece. I'm going to put it in under the cover so that it sits there under like that and is screwed on. So it goes right in there. I know this is not the best camera angle, but this is what I've got for the moment. And then when the gear guard is closed, it will be bolted through the front of this guard into here to hold it in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with, or some sort of a modification of that off of the, I think probably this stud back here, something back here, to where I can anchor it to this upper section of the guard, because then I'm going to take and bore this out to accept that collet closer, and I'm going to split this guard some way across here so that the top part is stationary, and yet I can open the bottom part to access the gear train. So this sits in here just like this. That's where that will sit. So we want to drill this that far, it looks like. So we'll drill this with a 21, which is tap size for a 1032. Then what I'm going to do is transfer it over to our angle iron. We'll drill and tap the angle iron bracket, and then we'll open this up to a number 11, which is a clearance hole. And this is just an undersized bit, or just to get a hole through there. Yeah, I'm just going to take this over and drill it very quickly, and we'll be back. This goes right in here like this. And then this hopefully goes right in here like this. Maybe. Come on, we almost got you. Okay, well now we're obviously permanently mounted, but we need to figure out how we're going to bracket from here down to here. Or we could come off of this guard screw and come down with a little Z bracket to hang. And that is probably the easiest way to do it, is just to run a small angle, or just a piece of flat stock, just run a little Z angle up and to it. Won't interfere with anything there. Let's see, does it... The guards are kind of finicky to get in position, so do we want to... Let's get this belt out of the way here. We know there's not going to be any interference there, so let's just get that out of our way for the moment. Alright, well here's the quick and dirty boring head setup. What I've done is I've taken the guard and I've opened it up to just about a 2-inch hole. Actually, I've gone a little bit over 2 inches, not critical, I just want clearance for everything. And what I did is I just stacked 2 2x4s underneath the center of it to pretty much level it out so that it was about 90 degrees to where it would normally sit. Like I say, nothing critical. And then we just clamped it down with using 2x4s as standoffs. It's plenty solid, and we've got her all bored out. We're going to go ahead and break down this setup now, and we'll just break the edge on this, and then we'll set it back in place and see what it looks like. Well, what we've got is our shaft, and this shaft will still be replaced with a hollow shaft. We're just doing fit up for the handle itself. We've still got to build the bracketry to go in the back. This will tighten down all the way there. Lock and then unlock. We'll have to figure out exactly how this all goes together. So that screws will be installed once it's done, and we bored out the hole in this guard. And of course everything I do with this is always subject to change, but get the pin in it and we'll show what the plan is. Okay, the guard will actually fit there. We've got clearance all the way around. That looks pretty good. And there is our draw tube. Like I say, that will go on. What the plan is eventually is, once our bracketry is all mounted for the rest of the hand wheel, or the collet closer handle, why we'll figure out exactly where we need to split this all the way around. And I'm going to build one more bracket to go here. I started the bracketry, but I haven't finished, and I've got a bracket up here. I've already showed that, to mount that top half on. And we'll just split this guard along here, and whatever's so we've got clearance to open the bottom half around the hand lever, and then whatever else is aesthetically pleasing, that's the way we'll run our contour of the line around the... So once that's installed and we've got our collets and our draw tube set up right, and this is just a fit and refit until we get everything situated the way we want it. And any adjustments we have to make to the hand wheel or the hand lever itself and everything, we'll go ahead and do that. But for now, we're just trying to get things to where we think they're supposed to fit. Should lock us in place, I believe, is the way that will go. It's hard to know exactly how it sets without the collets installed. See, and that should lock us in place right there. And that, I believe, will unlock. Anyway, we'll get it set up. So what we want is this hand wheel. That will be the farthest forward position. So we need to mount bracketry that goes from here back to here. And what we'll do is we'll put a square boss with a stud going down, and that will mount into a hole in the piece going across here, which will have a clamp around the edge of it. So this will clamp on here with a flat bar coming out, and we can adjust the angle a little bit if we need to be. And then it'll come to this pivot point here, where this can pivot back and forth over that point. So I think that looks pretty good. So the next thing is going to be cutting a piece of material for here. And I don't know if we're going to leave it this full diameter or not. We probably don't need that much diameter. We'll see see how it lays out and what I've got for stock on hand. But we will have a square boss or some sort of a square piece that fits over here and is allowed to float if necessary to open and close. And then there'll just be a stud going down that will sit into a hole on the bottom. Well, I couldn't leave it in without a little bit of powder coating on it. So what I did is I sandblasted off our arm, or powder coated this gray, and powder coated the handle itself black. I blued the rest of the handles, but since this was a casting and powder coated and I didn't want to take that out, actually that's a casting too, it's cast iron, so, or it appeared to be cast iron, so it wouldn't have taken a blue well anyway. So we just went ahead and powder coated it black. It kind of accents it and matches the rest of the handles. So anyway, the next thing will be to finish up the bracketry over here, and we'll probably go ahead and build that, and then we're going to tear it apart, pull the spindle out, and we'll go ahead and make our adapter for it. I was going to do 3AT and 3C. I think I found a real good inexpensive source for some imported 3C stuff, so for now I think I'll just set it up for 3C, and we'll go with that. And anyway, we can always add it later with a little more work. So that's where we'll leave it for now. So if you find these videos helpful or interesting, why, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll know when I put out a new video. And any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below. And thanks for taking the time to watch.